Welcome to Conversations with the Homies, a series about the creators and stories that inspire, challenge, and resonate with me, captured right here at Little Homey Cafe in Nam/Melbourne. I'm Noah Costa, and for the first episode, I sat with the homie Boysoda, a Sydney-based artist and songwriter, ahead of the release of his debut album Soulstar, which is out now on all platforms. I hope you enjoy the conversation. Welcome to the conversation, bro. Good to have you, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Beautiful spot.
It's great to be here, man. We're here to chat about Soulstar, but also just the journey leading up to it. It's been a conversation, a long time in the waiting. We've had a few already, but this is like the proper one.
We've never had enough time, man.
Never.
This is the one.
Exactly. And we're also shooting at the beautiful Little Homey Cafe in Brunswick, one of the best places in the city. If you're here, step through. But I think just jumping into it, bro. You know, obviously we first met back in 2022.
Okay, what the is your name?
Noah, sorry, my name's Noah.
My name's Bray.
What up?
How you doing, man?
During the All-Star trip, crazy week.
Wild times.
And I feel like just watching your journey the whole way through, kind of getting to be a part of it in little bits. Obviously, there was when you came down in 2023, I think.
So, yeah.
And then South by Southwest later that year, which was wicked. And then now we're here.
Yeah, man. I remember all of those very vividly too.
Yeah, man. It was a good time. When I did the interview with you for your Melbourne show, I remember, well, I won't say too loud on camera, but I had a little something. And I remember the questions I had in my head all kind of went away.
But man, we're probably on the same level. It's probably the perfect place to meet each other.
It was a great conversation as well. I've got the recording somewhere, actually. I've got to find it.
Love to hear that.
How would you describe the last 3 years since then? I know you've obviously released a project before, but I feel like listening to this album, seeing everything, it feels like a culmination of all that time. So how are you kind of feeling just in this space right now, bro?
It's like when people have that cliche, like, trust the process, and you're like, I don't want to trust the process because I need money right now, or like things aren't working out, or like just nothing's flowing, or feels like everything's been leading up to like this kind of truest expression, or like, you know, my current magnum opus kind of project where it's like I didn't leave anything off the table, and it's very accurate of me and who I am, like emotionally and just as a human at 27, you know, and every song has been a step closer. It hasn't like felt completely right, or like I think it's like been trying to capture the essence of like it's coming from my soul without it being influenced by other things or external sounds or references. It's like when everything's quiet and I go internal, it's like what does that sound and look like, and hunting that and trying to find that is like obviously so subjective, and it's kind of a blind faith thing where you're like, I know that there's this finished, realized thing at the end of all of this trial and error, but you kind of just have to believe that it's gonna arrive. And it's, you know, every project before this, every song before this, every show, every conversation, it's all like equipped me to be able to talk about the things that I talk about in this album. Finally, like, and feel like I can do it accurately and well.
Well, I mean, to say you did it well, I feel is an understatement, man. Like,
thank you.
It's no secret, but it's incredible. Genuinely, like, you know, from the singles, I was expecting it to be good. From just knowing it up, I was expecting it to be good. But man, like, I think it's everything you're saying. It comes across, really. It really comes across. I think I want to start off actually with, but both. I want to ask, like, so why the name Soulstar? And we'll start there. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Before we go down the many rabbit holes that exist for us, which is yap. It's been this very kind of divinely aligned thing making this, and the thing that I think keeps you on track or in the right timeline, or, you know, in the right spaces, or that you deserve to be, or your destiny, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I think it's my intuition that brought me back to this alignment of like trusting my ideas and having ideas and having things flow and going through this process of making an album where maybe I didn't trust my ideas at the start of Soulstar, but I have this album, I have this evidence that I can do these things, and I can think of these things, and it can be a physical thing, like, and
is it a play on words for like North Star, Soulstar? Like,
yeah, I think like it wasn't intentionally. It was like it literally just came to me, and I was like, I'm gonna sit with that phrase for a bit and just see how it feels, and it never wavered from that. And that was like early before that was maybe like February last year or something, where that kind of came, and then it informed the rest of the album a lot as well. But it's definitely a play on North Star, because if you North Star, intuition, all of that stuff, and it's what guided me through the album. It's what makes it transparent in the way it is, and I think it's kind of how I live my life. Like, I don't really plan stuff or have any expectations of where I want to end up. I just know my intuition will put me in the right places. It's like it's a real blind faith thing.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, man, because I feel like, just kind of knowing you as I have, I feel like you've always had like a very infectious sense of freedom. You're someone who, regardless of what might be going through your head,
so lovely.
it comes across like you're moving in line with that intuition, and the music matches as well. I mean, like, a lot of people, you've had a really big year so far, and a lot of people have seen the name Boy Soda for the first time, but obviously anyone in Australia knows you're not new to this, right? And I feel like it's what's nice about this album, both sonically and also just kind of seeing the way it's being celebrated. It feels like that's being recognized. One thing that I've always kind of been curious about, and this is with your creative process with a lot of people, what does kind of protecting your soul, that inner child, look like for you? Because I feel like whenever I've met you, it's usually been during a good time or an exciting time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're an outgoing guy as well, but
That's true.
you can't be Mr. Outside all the time. And when I look at, when I watch you from a distance, I always see that you're kind of with the same people. You know what I mean? Obviously, Dean Brady's on this album. You guys have been with each other for a while. Finbar, even further back, everything like that. And as someone on that journey myself, as a lot of people, I'm always trying to find, like, what does it actually look like to, I guess, walk in that inner child and protect it?
I think there's just, like, everything about the world and what wants to take our attention or hold our attention is like, or just responsibilities in general. Like, the more responsibilities you have, the more stresses you have, the less room you have to be curious or to be playful. I think the thing that appeals to me the most about being an artist is the fact that there's so much play involved. Like, there's so much creative problem solving in a song where that there's this thing, but you haven't figured out the structure or the right sounds, and like, you're in the studios twisting knobs and pushing buttons, and creating something from nothing is like not something to be like underestimated. And it's not like this creative hobby where you put art on canvas or you make music. It's like you literally have this MP3 that you didn't have before, and like the thought and intention, experience required to make that happen is like a phenomenal thing. Just the same as like someone who you see on the side of the street doing tiny little canvas portraits. Like, that's just as incredible. Like, that didn't exist before. Like, I think that, like, is just like such a fantastical, whimsical concept. Like, that you just get to like out of thin air, Like, that makes me excited, but I'm also aware that it's like there's so many things pulling you away from wanting to maintain that, and that's kind of like the beauty of life. Like, I feel like if I was to lose that part of myself, or to allow that to be lost to certain responsibilities or the external world, that would be the thing I would regret when I pass away. Is like, I didn't like that. I feel like, I don't want to die and be like, damn, that was the whole point. I should have been more curious. I should have tried to color everything in, like my clothes, the room that I'm in, the music video, the album cover, or like the things that I'm like just curating my day. Like, I love doing that, and I think being passionate about that is easy, but it's also like a conscious thing as well. Yeah.
Would you say that would you say that the community around you played a big part in that kind of conscious effort? And what I mean by that question, because it sounds like an obvious one, like, imagine, of course they did, but I feel like with kind of where you're kind of positioned and everything like that, and those things pulling you can be really loud, and especially at this point, I imagine it's even louder. And the things that are pulling, or that might be pulling away, are potentially more promising. It might have been easier earlier on. And so I guess, what did it look like to lean on community in the formation of this album?
Dude, it was like, I'm originally from the Central Coast, which is an hour and a half north of Sydney. Love growing up there. Beautiful, peaceful place to grow up. No one really is like, didn't really find my people up there in terms of like people I could engage with creatively and collaborate with. And obviously collaboration is such a like important part of thing. Like you don't want everything to like just be from your own head. It's like things are so much easier when you like you delegate the responsibility of like building something together where you don't have to do everything. And I didn't find that until I got to Sydney, and then found my producer, like found Finn, found people that are kind of in the live jazz scene in Sydney, and people coming out of like conservatorium where they're like very classically trained but also like very good taste, and being around them for the past 2 years and listening and just being immersed in that, like obviously my taste expanded. I was able to like draw dots to the music that I liked and like why I liked it, or what the roots of that music was as a result of like finding people who just understood it like just as much as me or more than me. So finding them was a kind of essential, and like I believe I would always find my way to making a project like this at some point, but maybe I wouldn't have got there this early if not for them, you know. And also just the like it felt like a niche thing in my hometown to like just be into that stuff or to be super passionate about a creative thing even, and to be here and just to see other people doing it, very validating. To see people wearing their heart on their sleeve with their art, whatever format that is. Even just how much fun I have, like seeing the crossovers of creative mediums, like visuals. Have been a huge thing I've enjoyed this year.
Oh, the video for Never the Same is wicked, man.
Oh, temporary. The pain is worse before it leaves. Oh, temporary. Oh, yes. I guess you find yourself in grief. Oh, sanctuary.
Oh man, I was hanging upside down for like 6 hours for that.
6 hours?
Yeah. Not like,
Can't you, like,
not
pass
the
out
whole
from that?
time, but yeah, the dude that was like counterweighing me, like we were exhausted, man. Like we were exhausted, but so much fun. Like that's I didn't have that from the coast, and now I do, and it's like I have this scaffold that like holds me up, and there's like anything's possible at the moment. Like it's awesome, man.
Yeah. One thing that I've loved about this album is just how jazzy it is. And I know you've always loved it. Like I remember a few years back, you did a cover with Ruby Jackson.
Oh, crazy, yeah.
And I remember it was at South by Southwest, and we were just like
a Robbie Williams cover.
Yeah.
Wave your hands if you're not with the man. I got you, girl. We got everybody.
And I think that was even though like you could kind of hear it before. That's that single. I mean, so that cover, and then the conversations we had around that time. So South by Southwest time, like. That's kind of when I realized, this is a real jazz dude.
That was the beginning though, like.
Was that actually, so that was the beginning?
That was kind of the beginning, man. Like,
that's kind of recently, that's like 2023.
Yeah, man, and like, and Ruby's understanding of music and the chords that she chooses, like, they just weren't in my vocabulary before.
Wow.
I met the Rubies and the Vin bars, and that, like, really changed and broadened my horizons, you know, and it's like what's my version of all this new information. So
okay. Wow, okay. That's crazy to hear, because the album sounds like, I mean, it has been a long time in the making, but like these ideas, they feel like sonically the type of thing that you would have wanted to do. I kind of like, you know, like To Pimp a Butterfly, for example. Kendrick says from like, I wanted to make this album since like the beginning, right?
It's funny because I have wanted to make this album from the beginning, and maybe I didn't know how to do it or like have the people. So it was this weird thing of like, this is the album I've always wanted to make, and then, you know, maybe in the process of trying to figure it out, like I just didn't know it was on the other side of all of that.
Oh wow, okay.
And then moving to Sydney, it was like I got the tools to connect the dots to understand like why I enjoyed certain music, or like why the D'Angelos and the Badus like make me feel a certain way. It's like the musicality and all these other elements. And moving to Sydney, like I kind of went, oh, like that's why I like these things. And then all of a sudden I was equipped to like attempt a project that could maybe make me feel the same way. And I think I
so then
got there with it.
No, I think so. What was the first Soulstar song?
It was probably Selfish. I made Selfish is the oldest one on the album. I made that on a London trip like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. And it's like it's very indicative of my sense of humor, because it's like it's about grief, like, but it's over like such a sexy beat. Yeah. Like such like homage to 70s or 70s soul or whatever. But like I found out my auntie got diagnosed with cancer while I was in London, and then I had the session the next day, and it's like funny how those things line up. And you know, I cried so much making Selfish at the time, but like it didn't really change much since that day. I think I re-recorded the first verse because I sounded younger, like in the demo. But that song was just such. That is the oldest one on the record and continues to kind of be the most timeless. Like that was maybe the first glimpse of like the world that I was about to enter, and the homage to kind of Motown and the musicality of it, and this departure from maybe more of like, I don't know, that electric R&B, that melodic R&B that I was living in for a little bit, but starting to venture out from.
If so, if Selfish is the birth, what would you say was, I guess, if we're kind of using the analogy of like a child being born, what was the point? What was like the first words? What song was the equivalent of the first word, or kind of like that personality? Of the album developing.
Like Selfish was the conception. And then I think, man, they all arrived at different times. Like, I think Little Obsession, in terms of blueprint.
The wind's on our side, we're playing with caution. Clouds in the sky, they were trying to warn me.
Because we had kind of 15 songs when we were trying to finish the batch of the album and get it down. And Little Obsession was one of the ones that, when we started to finish it and add that last 20%, which was the lyrics at the time, because we had all of the melody and everything that we wanted to be played in, but no lyrics. And in the Blue Mountains, the lyrics kind of just happened. You know, I loved handwriting on my lyrics for this album. And the video of me just like figuring out verse 2 at like 2 a.m. somewhere. And figuring that out was very, it kind of laid the roadmap for everything else. Like, if I've got Selfish and it's, you know, it's tipping the hat to certain songs or certain moments, and then I've got Little Obsession and it's so live, it's like the connection of those was like, let's just build around that, you know. And we had the songs, but in like they were very strong anchors for the sonic identity of the project.
Did you have to trim a lot for the final project, or was it kind of largely what it was?
We trimmed a lot, only in the sense of like I live with him, but he's my housemate, which is a huge luxury and kind of free therapy when you get home and you like open up Ableton, cause I got something to say. So we maybe made like 14 to 20 songs kind of living together for that first year. I was going through a shit breakup. And I got all those songs out that like they're just for me, like I'll never show them. And they were maybe like the fuck you songs, or the songs I needed to validate certain feelings, or help me take accountability for certain things, or you know, and they're important to like to figuring stuff out. But then when the album kind of started revealing itself in the demos post that, there was like a more refined sense of it's like we had goalposts after that kind of like batch of songs of what we liked and what we were going for and what we wanted to hear and what we would actually listen to. And so yeah, I guess I don't know how many songs. I know that we had 15 and we cut it down to 13 by the time we got to the finishing stages, but it was really important to have that first batch of like of throwaway secret songs just for me, so that when I did get to the album, I wasn't pointing fingers or anything. Cause it's not about that. It's like it's meant to be an accurate, transparent reflection of me and how I think and how I love. And I don't want to have any fuck you songs. It's more like if this happened, it's like it's more just a recount, and it's not about anybody's actions or an event itself. It's like my experience dealing with that. Like that was really what I wanted to focus on, and I think that also helped me just hold a lot of like power and space for myself making it. In the fact that it's like I can only speak on like my experience on all these things. So like let's just speak on that. Like don't worry about no one else's business. Like
This feels like it ties again really well to the title of Soulstar. It makes so much sense, man. And I love what you said about not pointing the finger, because there's a I love the way the album does that, kind of like actually it puts your heart out to the world, but it doesn't hold anything back, but it's also gentle. I feel like I can imagine it'd be quite tricky going, going over difficult points in life without. Actually, well, okay, let me speak for myself. I think that creatively and in life, I know for me sometimes it can be self-criticism comes too quickly, and what I like about this album is that it's vulnerable without being self-critical. And I'm curious to know, is that something that what's your relationship been with self-criticism, especially being an artist where I'm having to work with other people, maybe people are waiting on my direction here, or I'm trying to get something out the way. Obviously, you just mentioned that you had songs to kind of work all that stuff out, but even still, I think there's a balance lyrically that you're able to find that is a tricky one. And so what's your relationship to self-criticism being, like, releasing that or not having it at all in the formation of this album?
The whole album for me has been like catharsis and like and bringing like definition and articulation to things that I haven't been able to like describe and enough to even like know what I was talking about, you know. And it's like, I think because I wanted to write through a lens of love, or at the very minimum a lens of like self-awareness, that also in writing those songs, it's like am I gonna be harsh and critical of myself for like this whole time, or like am I gonna, like, not that I thought about it, but it's kind of like every song on the album unpacks something different for me, and writing it was really like going through like unpacking certain things to make that song, like being brave enough to even attempt to write about certain things, and just facing the scary subjects and, you know, the fear of misarticulating certain things was really big for me. And
That's a massive one.
And you know, it was just like, just be brave, just run into it, just try it, just attempt it, you know. And I think having the love and the faith to do that wasn't something that I had at the start of the process, but after making the songs and just working through it, like working through some shit, like it got to a point where it naturally was like less self-critical, you know, because I'd written songs about things, so I didn't have to be critical about that thing or that aspect of me, because I'd just spent so much time trying to write it into a 3-minute song that, like, in real life, it's like I'd reached like solutions or like understanding of things.
Yeah. In the spirit of that, what were some of the scariest songs to kind of piece together? Because I feel like off the top of my head, like, obviously I've not lived with this album as long as you, but you know, Father's Heart, for example.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
For the Pacifica, isolate, had to get up for the family that can't be tamed.
Was that song or others some that almost didn't make it in some ways, or
They were the ones that like had to make it. Like,
okay, yeah.
It's like, if I'm gonna make my album, these are the things I have to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I've been
the
scared.
closer to the nerve, the more it's gonna sing.
Yeah, man. It's like, it's daunting. It's like, it's my dad is a very gentle man and very emotionally regulated, safe, calm kind of presence, and that's the complete opposite of what his father was. You know, father, he was still alive, man.
Yeah.
Put hands, but it's like talking about someone's ability to break a cycle, and also the fracture of like culture that happens in there. Like, it's like, if that's my Samoan side, and now everything related to my Samoan side, it's like we don't really speak to that side of my family. We don't really, like, you know, so much trauma that comes with the result of him being brave enough to like not be a product of his environment.
Yeah.
So how do I talk about that accurately in a way where I'm like, I see this man, the older I get, the more I understand what it's required for you to be at this place at all. Like, so, you know, it's like I'm trying to get up early, and it's like, you just gotta figure out how to rewire your brain, and like that's difficult for me, let alone like horrible generational childhood trauma. So like being able to talk about that topic and with love and wanting to get that, I wouldn't have been able to describe that dynamic to you like a year and a half ago maybe, but I can now because I wrote Father's Heart, you know. And it's like, it speaks so much for my love and my admiration for my father, the anger I still have for these people that I never met, like how much. That's why I'm like, I'll meet you at the gates. Like, blood is not deeper than trust. I don't care if we're family. Like, that's my bro. That's my dad. Like, fuck y'all, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you know, it's always a journey to acceptance and release, and maybe in an album there'll be a different song where I'm not as angry, but I'm angry right now about it.
Yeah.
So like that's what's on the album.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's and you articulated it so well. Like I think that motif, blood is not hold on, blood is not
Deeper than trust.
deeper than trust. Because you know I like to write poems and write it in my own way, and it's like sharing a story that's so personal, but it's also like not your story directly. I'm like that process as well seems like what was it like hey dad, do you mind? How did
I
that
just
go?
sang the song after. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, and we have, the older we get, the more we kind of talk about that stuff now. But it's like it was the same for every song on the album. It's like, yeah, in that song that's my father's experience, but like what's my position in that? Like how do I want to talk about it? I'm like, yeah, I'm angry. Yeah, I admire you. I love you. I recognize these difficult things. Like, you know, I have this, you know, this hatred for like the people that, like, how could you do this to such a beautiful, gentle man, or do him wrong, or not understand all these things? And you know, I could only talk about my position in that scenario. So that's all I attempted to do in this case.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess with that being said, then the drill interpolation. Did the drill, was it that come as a result of the subject matter, or did the subject matter and the kind of writing come before? Because I mean, obviously, sonically, you made it sound great. I was talking off air before about how like just I don't hear enough drill being played with that way, but it's stereotypically an angry genre, and so the fact that the angriest genre, obviously you made it sound very soulful and rich, was used for the angriest song on the album. Like, was that intentional, or did that kind of just happen?
I don't think so. The music came first for a lot of this, like before any of the lyrics, and then the lyrics kind of like just naturally found the songs that they needed to like embed themselves into.
Yeah.
But you know, I was really like, it was really feeling stuff. It's like I would look at my producer and be like we're almost there. Like I need something like really physical reactions of like what I wanted to feel when I heard those things, and building that around, and you know. It's like my version of drill. It's like at one point everyone wanted to do drill, and that was a real kind of fad in the industry, and it's like a nod of a hat to that moment and a respect for that as well. And also, like, I love the pockets. Yeah. I love the pockets of drill. I love the triplets. I love how that shit feels like. And to put it in the Soulstar well is like getting a Nicodemus to come in and play the most avant-garde percussive flute that you like. I didn't even know flutes could do that. And these weird drum things where it's like if you soloed, it's like I can't find the thing. But it just music came first, man, and then you know I'm like, what is this feeling that I have? And it's like, well, I'm gonna say this over that.
Yeah. But I can't get to this next stage without first getting to this. I'd love to just hear about some of the briefly, if possible, the key voices. You mentioned Nicodemus, who was on the sax and the flute. Obviously, we mentioned Finbar, which is the general production as well. Who were those people, and kind of what were their elements? Because I mean, the horn sections across the whole album were incredible.
Oh, they're my guys, man. Like Sarah Purden on trumpet, Ned Olive on alto sax, Anthony Rosatano on baritone sax. Rosatano is the one that does the sax solo in A Little Obsession.
Yeah, wicked.
Beautiful. Like they play in all my live shows. They are integral to. There's so many horn sections in this, and so many moments where we just want music to breathe. So yeah, horn section. Hugo Ramore on drums, like a beast, man.
Shout out Hugo, man.
A beast, man. Like just exactly what we wanted to hear, and like so good at bringing their own style to the table, but taking direction. And we wanted to give everyone enough space to kind of have their own, fingerprint in the album, because like we live with you, we play with you, like that. You are a part of my life. BVs, Jasmine Khan, A Girl, Deacon, matching their vibratos, just the dreams, man. We just really like locked him in a room and was just like, you guys got this, like you figure it out. A lot of the time, or them singing back my parts was just beautiful. And who else have I not? Christoph on guitar, plays all my shows, plays everything. Tim at the end of 4K, like, his decisions even on Never the Same to Upstrong, like, and it's just like, wow,
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh
like,
man. Yeah.
that's Christoph's knowledge of the guitar. At the end of 4K, where it's like,
Yeah.
that's him like sliding up the volume fader as he's playing.
Oh,
Like,
sick,
I'm
man.
just watching like, you're weirdos. Like, press record. Like, yeah, everyone was so
Yeah.
important. I don't want to risk missing someone. Lani on bass. Lani on bass.
Oh, shout out
Lani
Lani,
on bass, man.
Yeah,
Lani don't talk much. She sits in the shadows, but he'll make you vomit, bro. Like, you just hear something, you go, ooh, what is that? And it's Lani like going.
Yeah.
I don't think I left anyone out.
I wanted to go into so much more about the actual music, but
Yeah, man.
at least hearing their names, man, it's so important because I think it's a joy hearing such a musically rich album. I think, you know, it's this isn't a slight to the current music industry at all, but I think that the great thing about this current age of music, the last 10, 15 years, is that there's a lot of accessibility, right?
Man, I've been having this conversation all day.
Yeah.
It moves in cycles, and it's like it's okay to have this attention economy, shorter form content, music is maybe easier to make because plugins are easy, but it's like I want detail again. I want to come back to musicality, less compression, let shit breathe. Like, so it sounds like that album. So it sounds like that album.
Yes.
So it sounds like every album on that. Like,
Yeah.
It shit breathes, man. It has a life, and it's like, it's because it's like it's less touched.
Absolutely, and I think it increases the potency because every lyric, every melody, just having all those layers of instruments and vocals and everything, it brought everything to the forefront in such a full way. Again, like I said, I don't have time to go into every element of the bits I caught.
And I know you caught him too.
Yeah, bro.
You caught him.
Oh man, look. When I'm in Sydney next time,
this is part one. Let's be so for real. This is part one.
This is literally, man, literally. Now that this album is out, what's coming next for you? What do you feel like is coming next?
Man, like this album is just like this undeniable stack of evidence that like I can collate my feelings and that I can trust my taste.
Yep.
So everything that comes after this, I know is possible, and I know I can confidently do, like, regardless of whether I know what that is or not. It's so much energy, so much soul searching, so much grappling with things to make the album, to refine it, and then for it to be a thing. It's like artists deserve the joy of what the output post making it looks like.
Yeah.
Like now I get to tell people about it. Now I get to play it to people. Now I get to watch how it reacts to people, and most importantly, I get to let it go. Like, as soon as that's out, man, it's like I've already let things in my body and in my psyche go because I made the song about them.
Yeah.
And I would definitely have to re-feel all of those things when they come out again. Like Little Obsession, like just like ripped the scab off, and I was back to day one of the breakup again. Like, and I was like, I've written the song. I thought I dealt with this. But it's out, and it brings you. It's this different life, and it's like looking at things closely. So I'm keen for it to show me more things about myself, but I'm just keen to have it and to focus on output and just share it with people and see it in spaces and see it in people's days. Like, that's the biggest joy that you can then have as an artist. And you know, I make the music for myself first so that I have an accurate timestamp of like how I love and how I think at 27, but it's everyone else's now, and like that's a really, really freeing feeling.
And man, it was freeing to listen to, man. Genuinely
freeing to talk to you, man. I don't have enough time. Like,
I know. More to come.
I want to stay here until like the coffee shop opens up again.
More to come, bro. But now, thank you for coming through. Thank you for this album. I think it's definitely like an album of the year contender.
Oh, I appreciate you, man.
Very serious when I say I'm not just hyping. Genuinely, there's been some good projects this year, but I think it's just beautiful and very encouraging to see. I feel like just on a personal level, creatively, I've been working through some ruts, and listening to this album has been, and this conversation is just like, oh man, like the reminder of just like, always keep it about yourself. You know, always keep it about what are you trying to do, what are you trying to say. Finish it for yourself, not the external things. And I know when I watch back, I'm gonna get a bunch of more gems. Well, but dude, thank you so much for coming through.
Bro, thank you.
Always
for your
a
time.
pleasure, man.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your brain. I love you and I appreciate you.
Right back at you, man. Until next time.